Hello everyone, my name is Jojo and welcome back or welcome to my channel, Joyful Jojo. So as some of you know, on Monday, March 2nd, it was announced by Disney and Disney Channel that Zombies 5 has officially been greenlit and confirmed and is currently in the works. So I already made a short on my channel discussing my reaction to the announcement, but I wanted to still do a long form video to talk more about the cast, the plot details we know so far, and to overall give my early thoughts and predictions based on the announcement. And yeah, we're just gonna jump right into it. I want to know, are you guys excited for Zombies 5? Are you a Zombies fan yourself? Let me know. Without further ado, let's discuss what we know so far about Zombies 5. So starting off right off the bat, we have the official cast announcement that was posted on Monday. As for returning cast members, we of course have Malachi Barton and Freya Skye returning to their lead roles of Victor and Nova from Zombies 4. And we also have Swayam Bhatia returning as Vera, Julian Lerner returning as Ray, and Makona Knife, aka MK, returning as Vargas. And they are obviously from the last film, and they will be reprising their roles. And in addition to returning cast members, we of course have the one and only Trevor Georgeman returning as Bucky, who of course played Addison's cousin Bucky from the previous 3 films. And personally, starting right off, I am glad that the new cast members are returning, because I felt like they hold their own pretty well in Zombies 4, and I think Malachi and Freya just have great chemistry with each other, and I love Victor and Nova as characters, so I'm excited and intrigued to see them take on the lead roles completely on their own. And then as for Bucky's return, I am excited to see him again, since he's a very funny character, and after 3 movies I've grown to like him, even though he's still not the best person. Like, I think part of Bucky's character is he's still against monsters, even though obviously everyone has accepted them at this point, but he's still very anti-monster, and obviously he just cares about cheer and himself. But regardless, I think both Bucky and Trevor are very funny people, and I'm excited to see how they interact with the new cast. I wonder if like Zed and Addison just sent him because they won't be in this new film, which I'll talk more about soon. But yeah, it's exciting to see Bucky again, since like him or not, you can't deny he is very funny. And I'm also very excited to see how him and Ray will interact, since I think ever since Zombies 4 came out, a lot of people have compared Ray to being like the new Bucky or similar to Bucky, since for those who don't know, Ray was a daywalker like Nova, and they aren't related like Addison and Bucky, but Ray does have similar personality traits to Bucky from Zombies 1, being very much against the vampires, just how Bucky was against zombies. And I think there was also a moment from the end of the 4th film where Ray even did like Bucky's classic like cheer jazz hands. So it's not far off to say that Bucky and Ray are pretty much similar beings. So I'm very excited to see how they interact, and it'd be really great if they just ended up being like the comedic duo of the film. But yeah, I am really excited to see Trevor again, since, again, I love him as Bucky, and I'm just really excited to see how he interacts with the new cast and how he will help them with the introduction of mermaids, which now brings us to our new cast members. So, obviously, as we all knew, Zombies 5 will focus on mermaids. Personally, I wish it could have been sirens, just to really keep up the monster theme, since mermaids are mythological creatures, but they're not like monsters, as to say vampires, werewolves, or zombies. But yes, I am very excited because I do love mermaids, and low-key, the last Disney Channel really didn't make a single decom about mermaids. Like, the only one there is the 13 year, which I haven't seen since COVID, but that's a story for another time. But yes, in addition to the returning cast, we have our new cast members. We have Diana Babnikova, who plays Cool Girl Pearl, Taylor Oliver, who plays Bad Boy Finn, Olive Mortimer, who plays Tech Wiz Sandy, and these are going to be our trio of mermaids. And my guess is that they're going to be very similar to the werewolves and aliens storyline from Zombies 2 and 3. And you might be thinking, where's Zed and Addison? Well, unfortunately, it has been confirmed that they won't be returning in Zombies 5 as Zed and Addison, since the title of lead roles will be going to Malachi and Freya as Victor and Nova. However, Meg and Milo have been confirmed to still be executive producers on the film, which does give me the small hope that they'll at least appear in a cameo by the end of the film, but we'll talk more about that later. But anyway, without Zed and Addison, you might be thinking, well, how can they call this Zombies if there are no zombies in the film? Well, that brings us to our last new cast member, who is Emily Kostricki, who is joining the cast as Izzy, who is a zombie, and not only a zombie, but Zed's zombie cousin and a new transfer student at the Rayburn schools. So, many thoughts. Firstly, to start off, I'm not against them introducing a new zombie character, since obviously, yes, you do need to have a zombies character in these films to call them zombies. But with that being said, I kind of felt it would have been better if they brought in Zoe, who, for those who don't remember, Zoe was Zed's little sister from the original trilogy. And I feel like it would have helped create a stronger connection between all the films if Zoe was the zombie being brought back for Zombies 5. Not trying to hate on this new actress or anything. I think she'll do great, and I'm excited to see her as Izzy and what Izzy brings to the series. But personally, as an OG Zombies fan, it would have been better if it was Zoe being the zombie character that was brought back, rather than this new zombie we've known nothing about. And also, it's like Zed has had a cousin this whole time and we just did not know. A bit weird. But speaking of Zed, as an OG Zombies fan, I do also have to point out it is very sad that Zed and Addison will likely not be in this film, since to me, they really are the heart and soul of zombies, and they really are what makes zombies, you know? But with that being said, I still do love Malachi and Freya as Victor and Nova, and obviously we kind of could have saw this coming, since Zombies 4 was meant to be more of a transitional film, since there was quite literally moments throughout that film where Zed and Addison were signifying passing the torch to Victor and Nova as the leads. So it's like we knew it was coming, but still, it is sad that Zed and Addison will likely not be in the movie. I mean, I'm still holding out hope they'll appear in a cameo, or at least get brought up, because, yeah, I love my Zedison. Even though I do have faith in Malachi, Freya, Victor, and Nova, but it'll definitely be a thing to get used to with them as our main leads. And yeah, that's all we have for new cast. And I think there were also rumors that Kylie Russell might be in the film, because I believe she posted on her Instagram that she was in New Zealand, which is where this new movie is being filmed. They're returning for New Zealand like they did the last one. So there have been rumors that she might be in it, which I would obviously love, since personally I do really want to see like her be that one zombies character that has appeared in every zombies film, aside from Citizen, of course. But I guess we'll just have to see what happens. But yeah, with that being said, it's time to move on to like the release, the plot synopsis, and everything else. So let's get to it. So now on to additional details. As mentioned before, this movie will be filmed in New Zealand like the last movie, and I'm sure that will mean we'll get more of those glorious landscapes we saw in the last movie, as well as some beautiful sequences of the water. And the film is also slated to come out in 2027, and production will actually be starting this spring, so very soon. And I'm sure like this time they'll only really have spring to film this, since for those who don't know, Freya Skye is currently on her Stars Align tour. Well, actually, she just wrapped her US leg of the tour, but she has like extended a second leg and will be doing that for the majority of June into fall. So yeah, they really only have the spring to film the movie, since she will be on her tour. But yeah, I do hope that regardless of that, the movie won't be rushed or anything. Like, they'll be able to film everything in a timely manner. And then there is also the fact that we have the same creative team returning, specifically Paul Hoen, who has been the director of all 4 of these zombies films, will be coming back to return this one. So that gives me some faith the movie will still be good. But more on that later. And then we have an official synopsis of the movie from Variety, which says, the newfound peace between the Daywalkers and vampires is put to the test when a band of fierce mermaids arrives in Rayburn, making waves and casting a persuasive siren song to lure in new allies. Nova and Victor must unite their groups once more to discover what the mermaids are really after in order to protect the fragile harmony they work so hard to build. So based on that synopsis alone, that leaves me to predict that Zombies 5 will be taking some plot points from Zombies 2 and 3, which means that it's probably going to be similar in the sense that this new group of monsters shows up, and I'm guessing either Victor or Nova or both of them don't trust them at first, but they're actually not that mean and dangerous. They're just after something. Like how in Zombies 2, the werewolves were only acting fierce because they wanted to find their moonstone and be able to recharge their necklaces so they don't die. And then the aliens in Zombies 3 were looking for their most precious thing in Seabrook, so that way they could charge up their mothership and be able to find their utopia. And so that leaves me to guess that maybe the mermaids just want to like explore land, because maybe they've been stuck under the sea all their lives and just want to explore like the human world. Or maybe they have their own moonstones, since according to Zombies 4, moonstones make monsters or something like that. Like, moonstones are the reason monsters are created, which I kind of want to talk more about in another video, but personally I feel like the moonstone fit best for the werewolves, because werewolves have strong connection to the moon. And I mean, I like the idea that when the moonstone had like an energy pulse, that's what caused like the factory explosion from Zombies 1 and resulted in the zombies. But I don't like how in Zombies 4 they kind of like try to connect all these monsters. Like, the werewolves and zombies connection was fine, but it didn't really connect to the aliens, because I mean, I guess you can argue that the moonstone initially helped power the mothership and, you know, brought them together, but it's also like it was mainly just Zed and Addison acting as a bridge to help like charged the ship that's what really did it. And then in Zombies 4, they're like, so, you know how there was that werewolf moonstone? So it turns out there was another moonstone that crashed on top of Rayburn Island, and it created the Daywalkers and vampires. Which, yeah, hopefully that lore gets explored more in Zombies 5, since personally I still don't understand what Daywalkers are, because going in I thought they were just a type of vampire that could like drive in the sun, but turns out they're just really beings with fire, or like vampire human hybrids, but yet they can still have blood fruit, but they don't have any fangs. But then again, the vampires don't really show their fangs. I don't know, the whole lore with them is confusing, so I hope that could get explained in Zombies 5. But yeah, personally I think the mermaids, I don't want them to do another moonstone plot. I mean, if they do, I hope it's executed well, but personally, why not give the mermaids a pearl stone? You know, because pearls really correlate a lot with mermaids. In fact, I think what they could do is say like there was like a random pearl or crystal just laying on the same beach of the island, Rayburn Island, and then just say like the pulse from those moonstones like affected the pearl, and that's what resulted in the pearl stone, and that's what created mermaids. So I don't know, what do you guys think? Do you think they should just do another moonstone for the explanation of mermaids, or should they try to like switch it up a bit? And yeah, I'm guessing, because we do know in Zombies 4 their moonstones were creating pulses that were affecting with like the werewolves and Zed. So it does make me wonder, like, because also they didn't permanently unite the two moonstones. They just said like, oh, we'll bring them back here every year to like bring life to the bloodfruit orchard. So pretty much what I'm trying to say is maybe it'll be similar in the sense that the mermaids maybe need to recharge their moonstone or their like artifact in order to be able to create life to the sea or something like that. And yeah, considering they have a siren song, it makes me think that they'll try to turn the vampires and daywalkers against each other. Like maybe one side will be against the mermaids, the other side wants to try to make peace and help the mermaids. We shall see. And yeah, also all their personalities makes me think like Pearl, the cool girl, she'll kind of be like a Willa variant. Sandy might be like the Eliza equivalent. And yeah, I'm guessing they're not going to be bad people, unless maybe they're forced to like do work from like their mermaid queen or ruler, whatever. And yeah, so that's really on the synopsis. And now on to things I want to see in the film. Obviously, even though I don't wish for this to happen, I know there's likely going to be a Victor and Nova conflict, because there was a conflict between Zed and Addison in Zombies 2. It happens with every DCOM couple, guys. Like, they be happy and in love the first movie, and then the second movie, gotta give them conflict, gotta have them break up momentarily before getting back together. So yeah, Victor and Nova, I'm sure, are gonna have a falling out in this movie. I don't know if they are gonna break up, because personally, I don't even know if they are like together by the end of the first movie. I feel like the first movie the fourth movie. I'm sorry, guys, my voice is like, I have no siren song, I'll say that. But yeah, following the DCOM trope, I'm sure Victor and Nova are gonna have a falling out and maybe break up. Or they just have to break up when they weren't even together. Because, yeah, I don't think Zombies 4 confirmed they were together by the end of it. Just kind of like, oh, we know we like each other, but... Because at least with Zombies 1, it was confirmed they were dating, because they literally went on a date and they kind of said, I love you. But Zombies 4, I don't know. They could still be friends for all I know. Or maybe they're just scared and afraid to say anything so they don't ruin the friendship. But yeah, regardless if they're together or not, they're gonna have a falling out and split apart before coming back together. And maybe we'll get like Nova will have her Gotta Go My Own Way song, Gotta Find Where I Belong. And yeah, maybe Nova might become leader of the Daywalkers by the next movie, or Victor becomes leader of the vampires. And I'm guessing like maybe their conflict could also stem from the new character Finn, who is the merman. They could do what they did in Zombies 2, where it seemed like Addison and Wyatt were going to be a thing, and that caused Zed to get jealous. And so maybe a similar thing could happen where Victor thinks something's going on between Nova and the new mer guy, Finn, but it's really nothing. So yeah, conflict. I do wonder how they are gonna do underwater sequences, because I mean, I feel like nowadays the budget with Disney Channel movies have gotten better within years. Like literally with all the Zombies movies, the budget has gotten bigger and better. But with that being said, I don't think this film will be filmed entirely underwater. I think what they might do is they could give like the mermaids the ability to like become human or walk on land for a bit, or maybe the other Zombies characters become mermaids. I don't know. Because also, like, I'm sure if they just had them be mermaids the whole film, it would be a lot of waste on the CGI budget. But I don't know. Like, they could be mermaids the whole film, or maybe they'll film on a boat like Moana. Moana it up. I don't know, but I'm curious to see how that will go and just learn more about the lore of the mermaids, and hopefully it's done better than the whole Daywalker vampire lore, but that's a story for another time. And then regardless, I do want to see some nice dance sequences. The choreography in every movie, I feel, has gotten better, and I personally want to see them take cues from Descendants 2. Like, we've seen them dance on water in Zombies 2 and 4, but here I want it elevated. Like, I want to see more dancing on water. I want to see them splashing each other. Have maybe like the finale number could be inspired by You and Me from Descendants 2. Maybe like a lot of the sets could be based on like aquariums where the roof is like water and you could like see through it. And I think the mermaids will have a lot of glitter on them and be all sparkly and shiny. Wow, I'm really rambling. I'm sorry. Anyway, and yeah, so point is, I don't think the mermaids are gonna be villains, but if they are, maybe they'll try to convince them otherwise. Oh yeah, I also, I kind of want to know what happened with Victor's parents, because literally in every movie they don't explain what happened to the parents. Like, we never learned what happened with Zed's mom. Like, Addison has both her parents. Nova has her dad, but Victor, all he has is his aunt. No mom, no dad. So where's Victor's parents? I want to know. And yeah, I personally, as for reprises, I do think we are going to get a reprise of Dream Come True, since that does seem to be like the new someday for the series, which I don't mind. I love Dream Come True, but it does make me sad we'll likely not get a rendition of Someday in this movie, which has appeared in every single Zombies film. I mean, they could just have Victor and Nova sing it, but it wouldn't feel the same because, personally, Someday is reserved for Addison and Zed, and Addison and Zed alone. But regardless, I'm intrigued to see what a Dream Come True reprise will be like. Will it be sad? Will it be a sweet moment? And also, on the topic of reprises, I don't know if they are going to do it, but I personally would love to see a reprise of My Own Way, which is Nova's song from the last film. And yeah, I love My Own Way. It's probably my second favorite song from that Ford film, and also just one of my favorite Freya Sky songs in general. Like, such a great ballad, and I would love to see it reprise. And hopefully it won't be like If Only, where they were gonna reprise it in the second film but then just missed the opportunity entirely. Like, I feel like with how Nova's story arc could go, I would just love to see a reprise of My Own Way. And also, I just want to see Freya sing more because she's so talented. And speaking of Zedison, I mentioned before they're only returning as executive producers, so it makes I have the smallest bit of hope that they might have a cameo, like a little bit cameo. But there is also the fact that Milo is already doing prep work for his upcoming role in the live-action Tangled, which is another film I'm excited for. And if you guys want me to talk about the live-action Tangled, let me know. But either way, super excited for Milo as Eugene. But it does also... But with that being said, it makes it more or less likely he might physically appear as Zed, since he's not only executive producing, but he might be starting to film the live-action Tangled this year, since I believe that it's also slated to come out next year. But only time will tell. And overall, I'm very excited about Zombies 5. I love the Zombies series so much, and I'm really excited to see what they do with the mermaids. And honestly, my biggest hope is that even without Zed and Addison, it'll still be a good movie, and one that both OG zombie fans and new ones can like all the same. And I do have faith because it is the same creative team coming back for this one. Like, we got the same director, same, producers, writers, and of course Meg and Milo are gonna still be executive producing this film, and they know this series better than anyone. So I have faith that Zombies 5 will still be good even without the original cast, and hopefully it just won't be like Descendants: The Rise of Red. But then again, both of these series are suffering from different circumstances. Not suffering, but they're witnessing different circumstances. But I have a strong feeling that Zombies 5 won't be like Descendants: The Rise of Red, and instead maybe we'll take a Scream 6 route, which, to explain, Scream 6 was the only film in the Scream series to not have, like, Sydney, and Gail was in it, but she had, like, a small role. But regardless, I still loved Scream 6, even with the new cast. Like, I felt they really found their own footing and was able to still honor the series well. And personally, I think that will likely be the case for Zombies 5. Like, I just want it to be a good film, even without Zedison, but it still honors the series well. Alright guys, well, that's all I have to say regarding the Zombies 5 announcement, and those are a bit of my early predictions. I want to know what you guys think about Zombies 5. Are you excited? Are you a bit hesitant about it? Just let me know all your thoughts and feelings. And yeah, that's all I gotta say for Zombies 5. Oh, and we are also gonna get a official title announcement later this year, I believe. Personally, I think the title should be called Zombies 5 Beyond the Seas. I think that just rolls off the tongue very well. But hopefully the title they do choose is a good one. But yeah, that's all I have to say about Zombies 5. And the next video you can expect from my channel is my favorite movies and TV shows of 2025 and my upcoming and my most anticipated movies of 2026 of this year. But yeah, that's all I have to say for now. Hope you guys are excited for Zombies 5 like I am, and I'll see you guys next time on the next video of my channel. But until then, ciao for now. Bye y'all.